to Best Moms Podcast. Today I have Mary, and I'm so excited to talk about all of this.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about you for a moment?
Sure. Okay. Yeah. I'm Mary. I'm from Alabama. I'm a horse riding Christian, God fearing girl. That's really it. I'm a senior in high school, and yeah.
So exciting. Yeah, I feel like Mary and I met on a teen mastermind group, and so I think it's just cool for people that because I'm gonna have another podcast with some other people from our group, so I'm super excited. I think that God brings people together in that
Yes.
way. Because he's like, okay, I need these people to be together, I need these people to be together. And it's so cool that he does that.
Yeah. It is. It is.
It's really neat. This is the first time I've done online, so it's different.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can still see you. That
Yeah.
makes me feel better. I see you. Um, but yeah, so we are going to be talking about dating, and that's an interesting topic for some people. And I feel like people can think about it in a different way. But dating Christians and all of that goes into that.
Very
So
controversial topic.
it's stressful. I don't know what I'm gonna say, but yeah, I think that. So do you want to tell us whatever you think of? Do you have any things you want to say, or do you want me to start it?
You can start it.
Okay, yeah. So I had some notes down, and I wanted to make sure that I planned this out. Our youth pastor says a lot of times, don't compromise for somebody else.
No.
So if you are taking your ways, on my phone in my notes app, I have what I'm looking for in a guy. Okay, and yes, it's kind of long,
Oh, mine's 3 pages long in a notebook.
but I have what I want in a guy. Well, I have a notebook one too, but I have one on my phone, so I can add it all the time. But that's okay, and I feel like you cannot change your expectations and your standards for what somebody else wants. That's not needed.
Agreed. If somebody says you have too high of standards, okay, bye-bye. My standards are where they need to be set. Thank you.
Exactly. And I think God puts those standards in your heart. And he's like, this is what you need. And it's not that I want these things, I need these things. So a lot of them are like, he's in his Bible daily, he's puts God first, he loves all these things. That's something that's important to me is that put all those things that are important to you. And so I definitely, the people that are listening to definitely make a list of things that you are looking for in a partner, whether you're a boy and you're looking for a girlfriend or a guy or a girl. But and I feel like something I heard the other day was that if you're looking for a boyfriend or a girlfriend, that you're gonna just get a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Looking for a wife or a husband, you know that your end goal is to get married and not just to date, then there's gonna be a whole different person there.
Yes.
I think that's kind of crazy. What are your thoughts?
And if you notice things, even so for me, my dude best friend, he was doing something with his girlfriend. I noticed I liked it. I was like, why do you do that? He's like, because I know she likes it, and I know she likes waking up to a text in the morning. That's all I have to do, and I'm like, oh, I should write down somebody who will do something, even no matter how little, is just because I like it and it's special to me, or just notice things about your friends, girl or boy, that they do, and you're like, oh, I really like that, I need to write that down, or I don't like that, I need to make sure I have somebody who doesn't do that.
Yes, I have that on my notes. I have little things that are positive actions and negative actions, and I think that that's important because then you see, okay, well, I don't like the way they treated that person. The way that people treat people is definitely really important to me. So, the guy's mean to his family or anything like that. I'm like, the way he treats people is sometimes how he
Or his sisters.
Yes, because those are the girls in his life. And so,
Mm-hmm.
do I like the way he treats them? And that really deciphers some things. But I do have things that are holds my hands when praying. I love holding people's hands when praying. I don't know if that's just me. But
No, I like that too.
yeah, I feel so much closer. Opens doors. That's important to me because
Gentlemen.
I'm not focused when I'm walking through a door, and if you don't hold it, it's gonna hit me in the face. You might just hold the door for me. Be a good person. No, I don't die. Surprises me with flowers. That's so I love it. I just love it.
Definitely.
Dances with me in the rain. I love dancing in the
I
rain.
want to do that so badly. It's on my list.
I love how the lawnmower is just driving by right now. The lawnmower just like scared me. But yeah, I think the dancing in the rain is so fun. Like, guys.
I want to do it. Dudes, take notes. Dance with her in the rain.
Tells me he's proud of me. That's really important to me because I feel like even I bet guys feel this too. But as a girl, sometimes we don't feel like we're like living up to the expectations. And so when someone's like, "Hey, I'm proud of you," it like
Yeah.
helps. Like,
Even if it's like a little thing. Like I was saying how I had to drive like 70 the other day and I was like and my boyfriend goes, "Oh, I'm so proud of you for doing that." I'm like, "It was scary." He's like, "And I'm proud of you." I'm like, "Thank you." It's like
yeah,
those little things. Even if they're like little I'm proud of you, they're still like they're still in the back of your brain.
yeah, they're still proud of you. They still, I think those things you remember. As a girl, you remember those things. Like they said they were proud of me. They said that they were like all these things,
Yeah.
and I think that's sweet. But yeah, I also think that something really cool is writing a letter to your future husband.
Yes. I've
Or
been doing that. I've been doing that.
I love that, and I think for the guys too, write a letter to your future wife. Like I don't know why that. Sorry, the lawnmower is driving by. But yeah, I think that's really cool. Is writing a letter to your future partner is so sweet because then when they read it, they see where you were at that point and see how like all that stuff and
You
praying.
can make like a notebook full of them. That's what I've been doing.
That's so sweet. Wait, I want to do that. That's so sweet.
I do it. I make sure I do it at least like once a month. If I can't do it like every week, I try to do it like once a month.
That's so sweet. It's like a little book. That's so sweet. I love that. And I think I pray for my future husband a lot because I'm like he's gonna need
Yeah.
a lot of patience.
The cool thing about like if you write them and then like you would get engaged, you could address it to that person and like keep writing it till your wedding.
That would be sweet. I'm single and like never dated anybody, and I'm totally fine with that. Happy with that. But that's like, because I can't imagine like getting a book full of letters from my like if I got married and like they gave me a book full of letters and like this is all the letters I wrote to you while I was a kid. Like,
I know.
thank you.
No, the thing I've definitely learned is when you stop looking for somebody, that's when you're gonna find the person. It's like I feel like a lot of girls, and I've done this before, is like, oh, I need a boyfriend, or not, I want a boyfriend. And the moment you stop saying that, and you're like, no, I don't want that. I want and need more time with God. And then you like, then God will be like, here's a person. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I think a big thing is I ask myself like going into friendship, especially, and I guess going into a relationship, is do you and if the answer is no, you like distance yourself from that person. But if the answer is yeah, they make me more like God and they bring me closer to God, then it's like that's a God relationship. And like God-centered relationships are crazy. They're so amazing, so beautiful.
They're so strong.
Yeah, and they don't work as easily. And I feel like
Mhm.
yes, some relationships might not work out, and that's fine. God has
But you
plans
can still say like mutual with them.
because it's love. It's not like oh well, you broke up with me, I hate you. It's like no, I still love you because of the person that you've helped me become.
Hmm.
And I feel like there's definitely a difference between me being in love with someone and loving someone.
Hmm.
And find that like balance because I think also doing your best thing I wrote down because you are gonna have to find the best friend. You're like, oh, I want a best friend. Okay, hold on, how do I put this? Date your best friend because then you're gonna know you always have a best friend. Like,
Hmm.
you know, they might pass away at some point when you're older. You are dating your best friend, so you're gonna go through those trials and those things that happen. But you're like, I got you, and I don't. Even though some people can leave, I have you. And if you're married, it's just so cool. I think
It's
marriage is
so fun.
such a cool thing. I have a podcast about marriage, and that was a cool podcast because I was just sitting there, you know, I'm like I'm 14, but I'll sit here and we talked about marriage, and it was so cool because I had a husband and wife on there together, and we were like talking, and I you should listen to that one. It was so so good, but it was like it's a partnership and it's a best friend. It's
Hmm.
oh well we're married. It's like some days are nice, some days are like oh I don't like this person. It's like no, that's my best friend, and that's the person that I'm so happy I get to grow old with.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Like
special.
it's in my opinion, it's like when you're dating some people, I feel like a lot of girls are like, oh, I still have a dude best friend. No, you don't. You shouldn't at least. Your dude best friend should be your boyfriend if you're dating him. And
Yeah.
same for the dudes. Like I have friends that are guys, but nothing that can like my boyfriend's my best friend.
Hmm. Right. Like I have guy friends, but if you have a boyfriend, that's your best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else that you were like, oh, I'd rather them be my boyfriend, then you shouldn't be in a relationship that you're in.
Yeah.
And I feel like something I wrote before this was like, actually, it's on my phone. If the guy is choosing between like you and another girl, let him choose the other girl. Because if you were the one, you wouldn't have the
Yeah.
human choice to choose the other girl.
Yeah.
Like you need to be not their number one priority because God needs to be the number one priority, but you need to be up to where they're not putting some other random girl in front of you. Like
Yeah.
you be there solid and not there like maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe this, maybe that. I think that's kind of scary because some relationships end that way, but you have to know your and I think
That's
that
a big thing. I feel like a lot of people not knowing, like, will jump into a relationship not knowing their worth. And that before you get into a relationship, you need to know your worth. You need to, like, be confident and not just jump into it beforehand.
yeah, because you are important. And something I think about a lot is I'm gonna draw this out on a piece of paper. I'm really bad at drawing, so don't mind me. But
Okay, so am I.
okay, I'm gonna draw two hearts. Even though your heart is obviously not the shape of a heart, we're just gonna. I'm so bad at drawing, but that's okay. Okay,
Believe in you.
two hearts.
Can't see? Okay, yep.
Okay. So if you go into a relationship and your heart is only half full because you just haven't been like with God enough, you haven't been with you enough, you're like, oh, you have no love to share. I'm gonna find what it's like backwards. It's like you have no love to share because you're only halfway full. So they're just gonna end up emptying it because they're just going to keep draining you because you have nothing to give. Okay. But if you first find yourself and you find who you are in Christ and you find God and you are in love with God, like your whole self is in God, your heart is gonna be full. And then you're gonna have even more love because you're with God. God is love. That your heart is gonna be overflowing, which now
It's a
means
good thing.
that you can share your love to other people. And so going into a relationship, you need to have yourself and your relationship with God like strong.
Yeah.
I feel like my little drawing.
It's beautiful. If you're an artist, put it in
Yeah,
a gallery, an
right.
art gallery.
On my wall, like my heart. But yeah, I'm gonna flip back my pages. But yeah, I think that that's godly relationships are just so important. I think even as friendships are so important because they can grow you towards God. And I think something I wanted to point out is that yes, you can date someone. People, it scares me because some people date people to change them, and if they weren't willing to change as friends, I think they're not going to be willing to change as in a relationship, boyfriend or girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And that is kind of scary because some people are like, well, I'm going to date them and I'm going to turn them. Okay, but they can also turn you away from being a Christian. So then they're going to distract you from God and they could do things that are not godly to you, all these things. And I'm like, okay, is that really what you? Then if they're not going to change as friends, then I don't think that you should be worried about them changing as your boyfriend or girlfriend.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. It does. My thing is, a lot of people are like what you're saying. I can change him. I can change him. If he's not like being like, oh, I can't. Like, if you're like, oh, let's go hang out like Sunday during church time. He's not like, no, we have church, and you're like, oh yeah, or instead of just like, oh yeah, let's go. Like, let's just leave.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Like, it's so important to find like somebody who doesn't draw you away from God and draws you closer and closer to Him. Like
Absolutely.
you know the little triangle thing. Like you're hold on now I need paper. I don't have paper. Okay, so like you here, him here, then God's here. The closer y'all get to God, the closer you get to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's so sweet. Yeah. I think in a relationship, they're going to either bring you closer to God or pull you away from God. And that's just going to be a decision that you have to make. And that's hard because sometimes we're like, oh no, I want a good relationship with this guy, okay, but your relationship with God is more important. And in the end, it's not going to really work out, most likely, with that guy because it wasn't with God. It wasn't for
Mm-hmm.
God. And I feel like when you have God at your top priority, you guys are going to be so much closer because you both are really like, okay, yeah, God is where it's at. And something I definitely want with my future husband is that we are not never go to bed angry. Like, don't go to bed angry. Don't be angry with each other. But be like, talk it out. And like, I'm a person who needs to talk about things. And sometimes I need a break. Like, I need to be by myself to think over things. But sometimes I just need to talk about them. But that's just part of like who I am. Is
Yeah.
that I'm a talker. It's my
Same.
so I can get my like all my words out. But I think that talking is so important. And if your relationship, if you're not comfortable talking to them, then it's most likely going to end pretty quickly because you need to express your feelings and never feel like you have to hold back how you're feeling to please someone else. Like if something's going on that you're not okay with or you don't feel comfortable with, you're allowed to tell them. You
Yeah.
absolutely have the right to tell them. I think that's important.
And if you're like comfortable to talk with them about the little things, but not like the big important things,
Yeah,
like you can talk to them, but is it about the big important things or just the like small like little things?
for sure. It's a
If
good
you
point.
hear a very high pitched sound, that's my dog.
I'm like, there's so many noise coming from my side, so it's fine. Um, oh, my youth pastor said something the other day. He said, "Give your heart to God." So the boy has to go to God to find it. He has to go to
That's
God
good.
to get your heart. And I was like, oh, like I'm like I said, I'm not dating anyone. I don't really feel like I want to date people until I'm older because I want it to be the one.
Yeah.
So just hanging on, like whatever. It's not whatever, but like right now, it's not my main priority to find a boyfriend.
Hmm.
It's not something I want is to be finding a boyfriend.
Yeah.
That's not something I'm looking for as a
Well, the
boyfriend.
best thing, my parents had a rule that I wasn't allowed to date till I was 18, and then they were like, okay, well, it depends on the. They switched it when I was 16. They were like, it depends on the person, and if we like him and you like him, then like it's fine. I'm like, okay. Like I didn't even ask. They just were like, we switched it. I'm like, okay. And
Yeah.
I that was probably one of the best rules they've ever had was just like you have to wait till you're older because like at 13, it's like it's why
Hmm.
like it's yeah being younger and dating is just like doing it for fun or saying I have a boyfriend.
Hmm.
You're 12 and 13, you don't have a boyfriend.
Yeah, that's real. And I think it's so hard because some people they okay, so the people I had on my podcast for the marriage, they started dating at 14 and they're married. And I was like, what? What?
That's crazy.
They were each other's first boyfriend and girlfriend. And they like are like married and they've been married for I don't know a while. Their kids are my age, and I'm like, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
I'm like, that's really cool. Just like think that your person, just like no, everybody has a person out there. Like sometimes part of me doesn't want to get married, and part of me doesn't want to date because I love being alone. I'm like, I cannot imagine living with somebody for the rest of my life. Like, I don't like that. But that's also, I feel like something changes when you
Mhm.
find them. It's like, that's my person that you
Yeah.
want to spend your time with. If you don't want to spend your time with, then something going on. No.
Well, I feel like it changes when you get older and like when you said when you meet the person, mainly when you meet the person,
Yeah.
because at moments I still never want to get married.
Yeah. That's stressful and scary. I think the main thing is that some people, like, some relationships and some marriages don't work out. And so that scares people, like, oh, I don't want to, like, fall in love with someone and then that not be the one. So I think a big thing about that is not rushing into any relationship,
Yeah,
but like finding God in those relationships and saying like we're asking God, like praying to God, like asking Him, what is this? What is your hope for this? And like what
definitely.
do you want from this? And I remember I write a lot, and I wrote a lot about like God, can you please just help me to find the person that helps me change like other people's lives? I don't need a super rich guy who's gonna be like a millionaire. I need a person who is rich in spirit and who is gonna help me to be a better believer and help other people to be a better believer.
Yeah.
Big for me. Well, let's see if I have any more key points. I put some people are put in your life to teach you a lesson, and that's scary.
Yeah.
Like, because some relationships don't work out, and God's like, okay, I'm gonna take this, and I'm like, oh, no, no, no. Like some friendships, I'm like, no, 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 I need that friendship. It's like, do you need it or do you want it? And I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
yes, that's true. Yeah,
I feel like that's like one of the scariest things is that people can teach you lessons sometimes better than situations can, and normally it's like a hard lesson.
yeah. Oh, I needed to know that, but I didn't want to go through that to learn
Yeah.
that, and that's scary. It's like every human is like we're always scared of loss because we're like, well, everything comes to an end, and that part's scary. And I think that the cool thing is that God is love, and so when I tell people I love you all the time, not my guys, but I tell like my best friends like I love you all the time. Is that something that when people are having a hard time or not happy, really love them? I love like everyone. Just love everyone. And sometimes people needing to know that they are loved is
Yeah, definitely.
sometimes you don't feel loved, and
Yeah.
that's a hard point. And I think it's so hard because I don't know. I don't really talk to guys about this, so I have no idea like what their viewpoint and stance is on this. But yeah, I feel like just love people and don't be afraid of them leaving you because if you're happy enough and your heart is full enough with you and God, then somebody leaving you isn't going to change everything for you. And it's not going to be a difficult
Just
time.
be like an adjustment period, but not like a
Yeah.
roller coaster.
Yeah. And while we were at FHL, I wrote down a lot of those things. I think it was while Garrett White was talking. And it was like, I think it was also Trent. And they were both talking about how, like, are you going to be okay if people leave? And that was hard for me because I was like, no, I have some friends that I would have a lot of trouble if they left and if like they walked out of my life. And like being okay with just being by yourself and you and God is a big thing.
Definitely.
And I'm gonna try to do another podcast with someone about being okay being alone and being okay with just being you and God because at the end of the day, when I get in bed, I'm alone. It's me and God. I'm in a room just alone, and it's like, okay, God, this is my time with me and you. And I think sorry, I just went on a like rant tangent. But yeah, just like a little part I wanted to say. But yeah,
Yeah.
what other like, points do you have that you would like pull out?
Well, I feel like not all the time, but if you're a Christian dating another Christian, um, they're less likely to like try to pressure you into something that you don't want to do. It's very much still possible. I'm not saying it's not. It's
Right,
very much still possible. But I feel like it's a little less likely.
right, yeah,
And I feel like that's a very good thing, is that it's less likely, and that's why Christians should date other Christians, like one of so many reasons.
yeah. I think that it's so scary for some people who are like, maybe they start liking someone who's not a Christian or something like that, and they're like, but he's not a Christian. And like we said earlier, try to bring them closer to God as friends. Like you do not have to go a relationship. There's no point in your life in which you feel like you have to like date someone.
Yeah,
If someone's making you feel you have to date them, but God's telling you it's not right, then you need to listen to God, and it's okay to walk away from some people. Like that's okay. You're not
definitely.
being selfish. You're being protective of your peace and protective of your purity and protective of yourself.
And
And
your
that's
mental health.
right. If it's gonna hurt you, if it's gonna hurt your relationship with God, then it's not from God. It's not right.
Yep.
I think that's super cool. I want to pull out over 2 Corinthians 6. I have two different Bibles, and they're exactly the same Bible. Like I bought two of the same Bibles. One of them's like highlighted, and it's like all of my like my personal Bible, and the other one's my speaker Bible. So when I speak, I have a Bible that doesn't like have all kinds of like written stuff on it because that distracts me.
You said.
So I have two different Bibles.
No,
So
I'm somebody who likes to highlight my Bible, and my friends are like, "Why do you do that?" I'm like, "Why wouldn't I do it? It's a like, I can't not highlight when I read."
Me too. I'll have to show you my Bible sometime. But yeah, my Bible's like this is my speaking Bible, so there's like no highlighting. But my actual Bible, it's like
You know
color.
what killed me last night because I couldn't find a highlighter, and I was reading my Bible. I was like, I can't find a highlighter. Oh my gosh.
It's so sad. It's like yeah, it's rough. But yeah, I would pull out 2 Corinthians 6:14, and it says, "Do not be bound together with unbelievers. For what partnership have righteousness with lawlessness, and what fellowship with darkness and light?" So like you don't have to be put together like with unbelievers. And I think what you talked about also iron sharpens iron. So you're gonna rub off on the other person, but the other person's gonna rub off on you. And so if you don't like their characteristics and you don't want what they're doing to happen to you, then you need to like take a step back and like realize what's going on there. And like what do you have on that kind of part?
Um, yeah, honestly, kind of the same as what you were saying. Like, I feel like you can definitely just even like tell when you're around like believers and unbelievers, like where your heart is. Like, it's like a different feeling. Like,
Mhm.
in your heart. Like I feel like when I'm around other believers, like my heart's like happy and joyful, and then with non-believers, I don't know, I just kind of like feel like just kind of like not numb, but just like neutral.
Mhm. Like there's not enough love. Like
Hmm.
there's not enough God in the room.
Yeah.
And God's always there, but people bring in the attitude that they want to have, and so sometimes people just you can like feel it. It's like I don't
Yeah.
like this.
And like even if y'all aren't, if you even if you aren't talking like about God in the moment, like you're shopping with people. Like we have like a little outdoor mall where I live, and like we'll just all walk around and hang out. And when I'm with Christians there, even if we're not talking about God, you can just feel like the joy and like everything. And when I'm not, it's like, oh, I remember why I hang out with these people more because like they fuel me because I'm spending time with other like-minded believers.
Yes, that's how I am because I have like certain people I hang out with, and I'm like I don't feel like I'm being filled with the Holy Spirit. And then I have my church family. I love them so much, my youth group, and I'm like, this is my family. And I like walk in there, and you just feel God, and you just feel it. Like everybody gives hugs, and it's like crazy. And I'm like, this is like where I feel God, and it's like that's crazy because different places will have different feelings, and that's so true. And
Mhm.
so if that person doesn't make you feel like that warm, like God feeling, then that's
Yeah.
a problem.
There's like the warm God feeling and like the random like you'll just be talking to them and they randomly ask you like a deep question and like then that spends like multiple minutes to like hours answering that question, having like a deep theological God conversation, which is like so fun.
It's true. Yeah, I have like one of my best friends. I talk to him a lot about like all kinds of deep questions, and I think it's important to have a Christ-centered friendship that you can talk to him about things. Because sometimes I'm like I don't feel comfortable talking to like this stuff about with other people because I'm like they could totally, especially when you're talking to other people and it's not about Christ, and it's like well like if you're talking to other people and you're talking about something that's going on with your relationship with Christ and they're not believers, they're gonna be like, well, they're gonna tell you things that you don't really wanna like you don't agree on.
Yeah.
It's like I don't believe that, but you might start believing that because you're trusting other people. And I mean
Mhm.
trust is so important and it's important to trust like people, but don't give out your trust just like it's candy and free. Like don't just like, hey, my trust.
Mhm.
Like hold your trust in your heart like really close.
Mhm. No. Yeah. And then like there's like three of those out there by the way. Sorry. Um and then it's like when you're asking Christians for advice on like something, like when you like already prayed about it and then you're asking like some Christian friends about advice on something, it's like, oh, yeah, that's the right, like that's definitely more in the right direction. And unless, and then you ask like someone who's not a Christian advice, you're like, oh,
It's not the way I see it.
yeah.
I don't really agree. And sometimes that's a good conversation to have with people is like pulling them, okay, here's what you believe, here's what I believe, and like talking to them about that. Because that's hard. I have a lot of friends who are not believers. So I'm like, okay, how can I help them believe? And Something someone asked me the other day was they were like, "How do you know God's real?" And I was like, "Okay, if I had something I had to prove God was real, and I don't have like material things that can prove that God is real, but all the situations that I've been through, if someone was like, 'How do you know God's real?' Tell me one situation." I'm like, "Well, I made it through." So I talk about my injury a lot. I had an injury, and it wasn't that big of like a deal to some people, but it was a really big deal for me because I was alone and it was rough. And I was like, I wouldn't have made it through that if God wasn't with me. And I have like all these stories, and I'm like, God is real because I wouldn't have made it through that if I didn't have Him. Like I wouldn't have made it. And yeah, I don't have like proof. Like here's how I know God is real, but I know God is real because of these things I've been through. That He never left me. Like I
Mhm.
literally went through some rough, like some dark times, and some like tough days. And yeah, you're good. Mhm.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't have made it through that if God wasn't there. And so I think that's kind of cool little thing.
Mhm. No, I had a angel moment while I was at Universal. I was like having a panic attack because I was trying to get to my mom and sister in line, and they had gotten in front of me a while because like we had done like a switch thing, and I was starting to have a panic attack. I couldn't breathe. Like this sucks, and I just remember I have no clue what this dude looks like. Like no recognition. All I can tell you is that he was taller than me. That's all I can tell you. Is I just remember him being like, "Make way!" She's trying to get to her mom, and him like screaming it, and all the people went to the side of the wall because this line was very narrow. And I remember looking back and saying, "Thank you." I have no clue what this dude looks like. I could not tell you if my life depended on it. And I was like, I got to my mom and I like started crying. I'm like, Mom, I can't remember what he looks like. She's like, don't try. You're gonna ruin it. Do not try. And I haven't. And I know it was like because I had prayed. I'm like, God, please, like, get me to my mom and sister because it had been like a rough day, and I was just like, I need to get to them. I want to do this right. I can't. And I like had a full panic attack, and I don't get those very often. Like if I have them, it's very rare, and I never have them like around like a ton of people. Like I
Mm-hmm.
can like normally shove it down, but I couldn't. And I was like, this sucks. And that moment, I just remember like being able to take a big deep breath and feeling so much more relaxed after that. That's all I remember. Is I was like, that's crazy.
That's so cute. I have chills. But yeah, it's like, there's
Me
these
too.
God moments. They're like crazy. And yeah, they might not always make sense. And it's like, well, that could have been a coincidence. It was not a coincidence. It was God. And you can play things off a lot. It's like, well, that was just luck. That was just a coincidence. That was just that. It's like, no, that was God. Because He's so cool. Like, crazy that it's just, He's so cool. Um, but yeah, I feel like finding someone who makes you more like God is a key point. I think that what I'm going to title this episode is is dating a Christian really important? And I think the answer to that is yeah, it's important. And I think that my biggest thing is just always going back to if you can't change them as friends, you're not going to be able to change them. Well,
Mm-hmm.
so dating a Christian is really important to me.
Yeah. And don't just date somebody because they say they're a Christian. Like, watch how they act before you just say, yeah, I'll date you.
Yeah,
Watch how they're acting around people. Around what they're saying. I feel like a lot of what they say and what they do says a lot about them and how
and
they treat people.
yeah, if they think they're cool because they say this stuff, who are you being cool to? Because you're going to be cool to the wrong people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, yeah, you might be cool to those people, but that's not cool to me. Like, cussing is a big thing I don't like, and some
I
people do
don't
that.
like it.
I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. It makes me just like get mad. So if you see me get really mad really quickly and someone was cussing, that's why.
Same.
I just like, but
I
sometimes
get like super quiet, and it's so. One of my friends said a cuss word who like has never cussed, like ever. I've never heard this person cuss, and I was like, oh my gosh. And like, I am so sorry. I don't know how that came out. I please forgive me. I'm like, no, it's okay. I'm just very surprised.
yeah, there's
It
me like
wasn't even like a bad one. I was just very surprised. Like, whoa, whoa, whoa,
didn't
buddy.
expect that. Yeah, plot twist. Yeah, I think that that's a crazy part about people will change. I heard that a lot. It's like people will change, and sometimes it's gonna be for the better, and sometimes it's gonna be like the way you see it is for the worse. And just knowing that God has a bigger plan for it. So like some of my friends have gone through like breakups and stuff like that, and they were like, Rose, I broke up with him So does that mean like I'm a bad person? Does that mean like God wanted the relationship to keep going, but I ended it? And I was like, no, because God had a plan, and maybe the fact that you broke up with them protected you from a worse breakup.
Definitely.
If you were questioning, like if you were questioning and you were like, I need to break up with them, then that was the right decision.
Yeah.
Like if you're feeling like there's something going on wrong, if you can't, if you talk to them about it, like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about, like all this stuff, definitely take the way people talk to you. Like definitely listen. Like okay, take those little things in because those little things are key points. Don't ignore little things. Don't ignore big things. Like take all of the information in.
And if you have a gut feeling, like listen to it because it is probably right. And not
Right.
just what they say, listen to like the tone they're saying it in.
Yeah, and like we were talking about before, if they're mean to like their parents and they're mean to their moms or their sisters or their friends, like just because they like you doesn't mean that they're gonna be better to you.
Yep.
Like they might try to impress you for a little bit, but then once you're dating or once you're married, they're like, oh, I don't have to impress them anymore. They're locked in with me forever.
Yeah.
So it's like definitely take those things, like look at those key points. And I wrote down on here, don't ignore the signs. If God is telling you to go, then go.
Mm-hmm.
God tells you get out of that situation, go. Then you need to like bolt out of there because God is telling you to leave. Then listen to Him rather than
Mm-hmm.
boy who's
Yeah. No,
just
that's like an important thing. I feel like a lot of people won't do. They'll like think about it for way too long, and then like it's almost too late when they
yeah.
try to get.
That's so sad because it's so hard because some relationships end really badly and some people get really hurt. And I'm like, that could have been prevented if you would listen to God, but
Mm-hmm.
you learned a lesson from it and that kind of stuff. And yeah, I having we talked about this also was the difference between being a Christian and being a man of God. Like you can say I'm a Christian and yeah, I'm a believer. I know God, but do you actually know God? I think one of my favorite songs is Monday Morning Faith because it talks about like, okay, you might worship God on Sunday morning, like I go to church, I'm a Jesus person. And then, okay, well what are you doing on Monday morning? Are you like, okay, I'm back to being my normal self. I like or are you like, no, I'm still the same person I was yesterday?
Yeah.
And that's crazy because you're gonna be you're gonna meet people in your life that are gonna be like Christians, and they're gonna show up on church on Sunday, look all pretty and look all nice, but then they're out doing things on a Thursday night, a Friday night that you realize that's not the same person I met on Sunday.
Yeah. How me and one of my friends were talking about, we were like, it's crazy how God never changed. I said he's like math, and they're like, okay, don't ruin God. I'm like, I'm not ruining God, but I'm saying like math stays the same, God stays the same. It never like he never changes. Math never changes either. So like, I thought that was a really good reference, but apparently I almost ruined it because I said math, and it was a weekend. So whoa.
Oops. But yeah, I think finding because we talked about this before, so I don't know if you have any like things to say about it. But yeah, finding a man of God because you can say you're a Christian, but you're not a Christian. Like, are you the same person that you were on Sunday morning? You know, do you have like anything about that part?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just kind of a cool thing to think about because I do have high expectations. I think that's okay. You're allowed to have high expectations because God has given those to you, and you need to listen to those. Because I'm not looking for a 6'5" guy in finance. Like that song, have you heard that song? Yeah.
I know something like that.
That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, and like, you know, sometimes we make jokes like, no, I'm just looking for a rich guy. No, like, I have very high expectations because I know that I'm not going to be okay with some of those people. I'm not going to be okay with you doing things that, like, there's things
Yeah.
that I'm okay with. And so
Same.
that's kind of a cool thing to think about is like, okay, there's a person out there who fits my expectations and who fits my
Mm-hmm.
standards. And there's also going to be people out there that don't, and that's okay. I think that that's kind of
My thing is like when you have standards, it's so good. But like standards, great. But then if you have like expectations, like a not like how you're saying like how you have like the standards expectations, but like expectations that he's always gonna bring me flowers every time he sees me, and he fails at one time, you're gonna be heartbroken. Like those are like you can't like don't put the person you're dating up on a pedestal because the only way they can go is down.
Yeah,
God is the only one that needs to be on the pedestal. Y'all need to be on the sides or like nowhere near it.
for sure.
That's the thing that I think it takes a long time to learn and it's a hard lesson to learn. But once you learn it, it's like that's good. Like, yeah.
Because yeah, you can have God needs to be on like the pedestal. You can have people as a priority, but God needs to be the priority.
Mhm.
So I find like trouble with this in the morning. Like in the morning, you wake up and you're like, I want my phone. You need to grab your Bible. And I saw something the other day. I was like, what if we treated our Bible the way we treat our phones?
That'd be so good.
Like, what if the amount of time we spent on our phones, we spent on our Bible?
That'd be amazing.
Oh, that's scary to think about because you're like, I spend a lot of time on my phone. I try not to. I think that we all like it becomes something that we feel like we have to do everything on. Like it's just like something like, oh, I need to. Like, this is how I talk to people. This is how I schedule things. This is how I do all that stuff. Especially with like speaking and podcasting, because I use my phone a lot because I'm like, okay, here's this. When are you guys ready to meet? Like, when are we filming? All that stuff. But that time that we spend scrolling on social media and we spend doing all that stuff, we could be spending in the Bible and in the Word. And I think that's just something I want to point out is even though some people are going to be like, oh, they're Bible freak, that's okay. Those
I'll
people,
take it.
yeah, I'd rather be called that than like a phone addict or something
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And I'm reading a book right now. It's Protect Your Peace by Trent Shelton, and it talks a lot about like he doesn't get up. Like when he gets up in the morning, he like looks at the sunrise, like all that stuff, and he doesn't get on his phone until like 11. And so he spends that time with God, and he spends that time with his family, and he spends that time with the people that are important to him. I think that's just kind of special and kind of cool.
That's really cool.
But yeah, is there like anything you like, in particular you want to like pull out? I have like some questions, but I don't know if you have like.
Um, like honestly, the pedestal thing is probably like one of the most important things for sure. Because when they're going to fall on the pedestal, no matter how amazing or like perfect. Because no, they're not perfect. I guarantee you they're not perfect. No one but God is perfect. But when you think they're perfect and you put that on them, number one, it's gonna stress them out, having to feel like they have to be perfect, and they're gonna fall. Like they can't go anywhere from that because they could say one thing that really wasn't that wasn't rude, but in your mind it was rude. So then it's like they fall.
Mhm. Yeah, I think putting God first is always important. I talked about this last week. I spoke at something called the Fields of Faith, and it was like in front of like 200 kids. I talked to them about, like, yeah, there's going to be times that you're going to have things that are going to be more important than God. And I put swim on a pedestal for a long time. And I was like, no, God, swim is more important. I'm going to swim all this time. I'm going to do all this stuff. And I thought my relationship with God was perfect. Like I was like, it's perfect, it's fine. It's exactly where I want it to be. But it was where I wanted it to be, not where it needed to be. And so I was like in my Bible when I wanted to be my Bible. And I was like, okay, God, da da da. I didn't feel close to God.
Mhm.
I felt like I looked close to God. People when they saw me, they're, oh yeah, she's a believer, she's close to God and all this stuff. But on the inside, it was all just an act. And so when I went through an injury, I had to stop swimming, and so I had to get close to God. God was like, "Hey, it's your time to
Mhm.
trust me," and that was really, really hard for me because I was like, "Now I have to put God on a pedestal," and keeping Him on that pedestal. And sometimes a relationship or a guy, I've seen it in my friends, is like there's the pedestal. God was here, but then they started to like fall in love with a guy, and he went higher in more importance than God. But then God is gonna end things if he's not first priority. So then the guy is gonna be ended, and God's gonna have to go back up there, and that's kind of hard because people are like, I don't want to like put the person below God, but that's a relationship and something that you need to talk about with the person. Is that God is more important to me, and I'm sorry, but that's just gonna have to be understood. Is that God is more important, and I love God more.
Mhm.
That's just a general understanding that they're gonna have to understand.
A
And
question. Sorry, go ahead.
no, you're good. I'm sorry.
A question I like to ask, even to anybody, but it's really fun to ask, is what are your top 5 priorities? and list them in order. God has, like, if God's not the number one or you forget to list God, bye-bye, adios. Like, in a relationship, if we're still I'll still be friends with you, but, like, in a relationship, God needs to be number one. I don't even care if I'm the fifth or the sixth. Like, God, family, like, those need to be the top two, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. And if God's not first, then that's a red flag. Like, I have, like, that's just something that I think about a lot, is, like, if God's not first in your life and something else is, everything that we have here on earth is going to fall apart at some point, and it's going to matter about what you and your relationship with Christ is.
Yep.
But that's so important. So I'm, like, trying to, like, with having a podcast and speaking, I'm trying to help people notice that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bring people closer to God, because no part of me ever wants to think that if I didn't, something that someone told me one time is like, what if you don't speak and you don't tell people about God, and then somebody you could have helped is in hell? And it's like, you could have helped them, but you didn't. You decided, oh, okay, I don't want to actually be a speaker. And you knew that, because I feel called to be a speaker and to be a podcaster. And I was like, what if I don't speak, and then that person ends up going to hell instead of heaven? And I could have changed that.
Mm-hmm.
I could have changed that. And that's something I never want to feel. And so I'm like, okay, then let's do all this stuff. Yeah, it might be scary. And like last week when I spoke, there were some kids after who were like, oh, you spoke, that's weird, that's all this stuff. And I was like, that's okay. You can make fun and you can try to knock me down about it, but I know what I'm trying to do with this, and I know that God has a purpose and plan with it.
Mm-hmm. No, one of my things is, like, when I wake up in the morning, I always pray before I, like, get out of bed. And then I always be like, oh, I'm going to read this many chapters I'm reading through Psalms right now. So I was like, I'm going to read Psalms 51 and 52. I said that yesterday morning. It was 10:13. I laid in bed and I was like, shoot, I haven't read. So I grabbed my flashlight and I opened my Bible and I started reading. And I read all the way. And one of my eyes was shut, like, the whole time. But I was like, I'm going to get this done. I said I was. I want my time with God.
It's a priority.
You didn't have a highlighter, but I still did it. I was struggling without that highlighter.
That's real. That is real. I'll send you a video later of my Bible. It's crazy. But yeah, it's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a really important thing that people need to understand, is that God needs to come. God is the ultimate relationship that you need to be worried about.
Yes.
Yes, be in relationships with other people, but God is first. And God is the one that you need to praise and worship and all this stuff. And if you're idolizing someone else, then it's going to go down really fast.
Yeah. And it's really important, like, to have your own relationship with God, but also pray and do Bible studies with your person.
That's so
But
cool.
don't, like, make your whole relationship with God with that person. You still need to have your own relationship with God. And then have, like Bible studies and all that stuff with your person.
Yeah. You have that? Or do you do that?
What?
Do you do Bible studies?
I want to. We haven't yet, but I really want to.
Yeah. That's so special. I think that's really cool.
That's what we want to do on our first date. We've already talked about that. We want to go to Buc-ee's and then Starbucks, because we both have a coffee addiction. We don't talk about that. It's an obsession for both of us. And then have a Bible study. That's, like, what we want to do. Buc-ee's is, like, my favorite place in the world, so I told him Buc-ee's is a requirement for first date.
I love that. No, I was talking to someone about that the other day. I was like, what is your, like, dream date idea? And, you know, some people are, like, going to the movies and all that stuff. I need to talk to you. Movies is not going to be my first date. Like, yeah, we can do that, like, maybe later. But I need to talk to you, and, like, I need to, like, have, like, conversations.
No, my dream first date, though, it's Buc-ee's, Bible study in the car, then go mudding on four-wheeling. Like, on the four-wheelers.
Yeah.
I want to do it so badly.
That sounds fun. Yeah, I feel like Bible studies are, like, my thing. And, like, I don't care. It doesn't have to be a fancy little place. Like, it can literally be in the car. Like, a Bible study in the car.
Picnic. I want to do a picnic Bible study in, like, the cold weather so badly.
Sweaters and, like, blankets, like, reading. Yes. With our little highlighters.
Need my highlighters.
Yes. Like, that's a expectation, is that I get highlighters all the time. Yeah.
Yes. I expect highlighters for Christmas. Thank you. No, I'm kidding. No, once I marry somebody, I need my stocking stuffed with highlighters now. Highlighters and like different little sticky notes for my Bible.
I literally have so many sticky notes. Okay, I'm gonna
Oh,
give
the
you.
sticky note obsession.
This is just my speaking Bible, so I've only used this for like special things. But these are the two, the pink ones, the pink highlighters, or not highlighters, the pink sticky notes are the ones that I pull out while I'm speaking. This yellow one is just a reminder. So I leave it open on this page. It says make every 60 seconds count. And then this, I don't really know what this is doing, but that's just an extra little.
It's there.
It's just chilling, just in case I need one, you know.
It's like an emergency one.
Yeah, so if I need to do something really cool while I'm speaking.
This is really good. Sticky note.
It's funny. Yeah. No, I think first dates are so cool. Like even just dates in general, because I like having, like I'm 14, so I can't really drive. But I like having single, like solo dates because I just like spending time with me and God. And so it'd be so fun to have Bible study. That's my dream date. It's a Bible study date. Like, that's so fun.
Honestly, double date Bible study. That would be so fun.
Think of the Jesus that's going on in the room. Yeah.
We're gonna do that one day. We're gonna do that.
Yeah.
It's planned out already.
Yeah. We'll just like look back at this and be like, oh, look at us go. We're so little, so young.
You're so adorable.
I love that. That's kind of scary to think that, like, something I think about a lot is how, like, this is, like, the last time we're going to have this moment. Like, this moment is going to just be a memory one time. And that scares me. But it's also kind of cool to think, like, we're going to grow up. That's so special. And so
you know what I realized? I forgot to say I'm an entrepreneur at the beginning of this.
We're both, like, entrepreneurs. Yeah.
I'm also a graphic designer, y'all.
You're so good at that.
I forgot to say that. I'm starting a line of Christian shirts as well.
You're like buying. Like, why did Rose buy 17 shirts?
I only have 2 shirts out right now.
I'm gonna like order like a whole bunch of each and just like give it out.
Yeah, I have a dude one and a girl one out right now. Yeah.
I want to see them. Show me. That's so exciting.
Yeah. Well.
That's so fun. I love that God puts like relationships in your life, like we talked about in the beginning, because we didn't know each other, and then we were put in a group together for our teen mastermind, and then it was like, oh.
And then we started texting and then laughing, and then we got called out for looking conspicuous.
That was
funny.
That was we're like, oop, they saw us. They saw us.
Oops.
I was like, Malcolm's like, what are you doing? I'm talking about my homecoming here.
I'm having fun. What are you talking about?
Well, I don't want to talk about what I'm talking about. I don't want to share with the class. That's why I'm texting her. But come on. Yeah.
Homecoming's this weekend. I'm so excited.
We have fun. Mine was last Friday.
Oh, fun.
It was fun.
I like we're talking about this on the podcast still. We're still recording.
Oh, it's okay. They're getting all the information. I love podcasts because people they get to know you. I like that people get to know you and know their heart. So I did a podcast the other day by myself. It was not the best podcast I've done. Let's just put it that way. It was probably really interesting.
I'll be on as many podcasts as you want. I like this. This is fun. So if you ever need a guest, I'll just call me and I'll probably.
Yes, and we can find different topics to talk about because I do have some different topics that I want to talk about. So,
okay, yeah.
I think that's so special because then they hear you once, oh, I want to listen to her again. And all that stuff. They get to hear me every time. It's just a thing. They get to just hear me all the time. I just love their shows again.
They're like, thanks, Rose, for the great advice every week.
Yeah.
How often do you release one?
Every week, but these past 2 weeks I haven't had guests on, so it's been. But I think I'll post this one today, and then scary. But then I'll post another one tomorrow because I need catch up. But yeah.
Cool. I'm going to look at a horse tomorrow. I like how I literally just went completely off topic.
You're the horse girly.
I am though. Oh, I had an idea. Yeah. On the bottom of my boots, I'm getting new boots soon. On the bottom, I'm gonna write a Bible verse.
That's cute.
And on the inside of my belt.
Yes. I always put AO1, letter A, letter O, and a 1 for audience of 1 on my ankle or that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Wrist. I can't catch my ankle in boots.
Yeah, but when I swim, I put on my ankle or on the top of my foot. So if you see me walking around like drawings on my foot. It's fine. It's just because it's like
I did a cross butterfly. It's kind of coming off, but you can't really see it. But I was
crosses like on my wrist. That's where I want. If I ever get a tattoo, I don't know if I will, but I would get a cross right on my wrist.
So there's this tattoo that I'm probably not gonna. Yeah, I'm too afraid of needles. But it's a cross, and it's like butterfly wings on it. Butterflies are my favorite, and it's because like you start personally, you start out as a caterpillar, a center, and then God changes you and you're a butterfly.
Oh, that's such a good way to think about that. I love that. I love that. But yeah, I think that AO1 is something that I write a lot because it's like, okay, I'm not doing this for the world. I'm not doing this for anybody else but God.
So, should write that inside my hat. It's a good idea.
Because like when I write like foot, it's the last thing I see before I dive off the blocks for swimming, and so it just like calms me. Like I'm not doing this for myself even.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing it for God. So whatever I do, God will be proud about. So yeah.
I'm trying to think. The last thing I normally do is I normally take my hat off and put my helmet on. So it'd probably be my hat is where I should write it. That's
yeah. Yeah. Alrighty. Guys, you know what we should do? Hold on. I love that these people are going to just hear me talk about this. I'm going to take my B-reel. Do you want to be in it? We can take it.
Yeah, sure.
It's so cool. While we're filming. So, like, if you're listening to this, I'm taking my B-reel right now. By the way. Okay. You can see my hold on. My laundry basket's fine. Whatever. I don't care. You can see. On YouTube. So
what?
It goes on YouTube, so they're gonna be able to.
Oh, lovely.
Like these psychos. Oh wait, it's cute. Look how confused I look. Hold on, wait, where's the camera?
Oh yeah, it's great. Let me follow you my chair. I've like had I had to get up earlier too. That's going on YouTube. Lovely.
Oh, I love that.
Wait, can you just cut that like section out or no? Probably not.
I can, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great.
But it's kind of fun because they get to like know us.
Mm-hmm.
Know me, I'm a psycho. But yeah, got really close to the microphone.
I'm trying to control my laugh because my laugh is really high pitched. So right now I'm like, don't laugh. Don't laugh.
It's so stupid. I think laughs are so special, but mine are psycho.
Apparently, I sound like a guinea pig. That's like the nicest compliment I've got about it. I've also gotten seal.
Oh.
One of my best friends says I sound like a violin.
Oh.
So I'm gonna stick with that one.
Yeah.
Stick with violin or guinea pig. They're both quite nice.
Yeah. Someone told me I sounded like. What did they tell me yesterday? Oh, a dying goat. I was like,
what?
A dying goat, and I was like, thank you.
I've gotten that one as well.
What?
I've gotten dying seal in a cat that is like having like a midlife crisis. I'm like, okay, thank you, I'm done.
Thank you for that.
I'm pretty sure I left the room after they said that. I was like, okay, thank you. I walked away and came back.
I'm gonna take a little break. Yeah.
Dramatic effects.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's all I really have. Do you have anything else?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Thank you guys for watching and listening to us be little psychos. And I hope that this episode has helped you guys in any way, anything that you're going through. And we love you all.